There we go. Wrong click. If you saw that, no, you didn't. Everything's fine. Oh, I'm so glad to be able to. Hey, Lucas. I was literally in the middle of setting up when I saw your text, so that's why I didn't reply. There are so many things to update about, like, you might have noticed that my background looks different. I found out that apparently there's this call app called NVIDIA Broadcast app or something along those lines. That'll just, you know, do do that for you. Um, and it has audio settings and other stuff. Awesome. I did not know that was a thing. Why didn't nobody tell me? Because my background's there's a lot going on. Like there's a pretty part that I do want to show off, but you can still tell what's going on. Besides Blue, he looks a little. But this side is kind of a mess, and I wanted the focus to be more on me. And this looks so much better because I can't really do a lot with the background. I have very limited space here. Um, why is Microsoft Edge telling me stuff? Oh yeah, the fact that Microsoft Edge prides itself on being AI assisted hurts my soul. Oh my god, hey Fuzzy! Oh, I'm glad you're joining. I spent several minutes trying to get my stream link into Discord because it just wouldn't paste. So and then I had to remember where I can post my link on another server that I'm on that isn't the Cove. That's much more confusing. Or yeah, another server. But yet the background, I'm so happy about it. What else? Right. The reason why the camera disappeared, I currently have two SIM cards for each of my phones. And every single time one of them like restarts, or sometimes even just like I go to enable something, Apple ID is like, hey, a new device was added, a new phone number was added. And I'm like, I know, I approved this like 6 times already. Calm down. But the reason why I have two SIM cards is actually kind of exciting. We are doing a bunch of internet testing to see what provider and what configuration is best for here so I can have the best internet for streaming. And my dad has gotten really into it, and I'm so glad. So I currently am running on a different provider than usual. And earlier I was actually having issues because of that. And this morning the internet straight up didn't exist. Like I woke up and I tried to open Discord and it was just connecting for like forever. And then I gave up on that. But now it seems to be running fine. I did run a speed test earlier and it was pretty much as expected. But we did find something that really bums me out, that there's a chance that the reason why my upload speed isn't matching my download, which is common on mobile data. But for 5G in a good cover area, that shouldn't be the case, especially with a phone that is super new, has 5G, a SIM card that has 5G. And we found out that there's a chance that iPhone just limits the amount of upload speed that you can get because it's like, you don't need this, do you? I do. Please give it to me. Because my dad gets virtually the exact same upload and download speed from his very, very old Samsung. So like it's not that high of a number, but at least it's more even. Um, so yeah. That kind of bummed me out, but we're doing stuff. We're gonna probably find a place where we can like test dietitian. Does that mean you're gonna go eat? I hope that means you're gonna go eat. Oh, switching. You know what? I'm not gonna ask. I don't think I want to know. Um, but yeah, we're gonna get a router hopefully within like the next week or so, so we can find out if we can just have mobile internet on a different SIM card, which we found out isn't even as expensive as we thought, to just have mobile internet like on a SIM that we can put into a router, which will make it a movable around. We go somewhere, we want to have internet that doesn't come from our phones, little router guy. And we are not limited to only one provider. We can pick whichever the fuck one we want, which is a lot better. At least, you know, you get the freedom. Um, I have noticed that the background thing struggles with hands once in a while. If I put my hand up, sometimes the blur kind of eats my finger. And right there, you can see it struggles with my curly hair, which like filters always do. So I'm not really surprised, but it's not that bad. I was concerned that my entire hair was going to disappear, but like I kind of feel like NVIDIA wouldn't have it as a feature then. I am kind of sad that it's AI run, which like obviously it's doing this in real time. Of course, it's using something, but the reason why it works so well, like my chair doesn't disappear, and like most of it works really well. Like, see, now my hands are fine. Before they kept disappearing, is because it's quite advanced AI that's running this. And my other concern is that my graphics card will get too hot, but we are keeping an eye on that, and currently it looks completely fine. So yeah. Another concern is that you can have two different types. It has high performance or high quality. High performance means that it's not going to look as good because your graphics card is not going to be doing as much, basically. And high quality means it's going to be better, but your graphics card is going to be doing a lot more. This is currently on quality, I believe, just because I want to see if we can run that without like my CPU overheating or like having issues with the graphics card overheating or the graphics card not being able to do everything else it needs to do. But currently it looks like it's completely fine. Also, it's so weird. My camera is in a slightly different place because I kept fucking with it when Z was here, and I think I like this better. I do almost want to go further and have like more of me in frame. I don't know if that's something that would look good. But now my camera's a lot further from my monitor than I'm used to, and I keep noticing that if I look down, you can really see it. Definitely didn't. Almost. How high can my monitor go before it's in frame? That high. Okay. Or like, ooh, like that. That's distracting. I don't know. That's as good as it's gonna get. It's fine. I almost look like I'm looking at the camera because I do often look at myself to make sure that I'm in frame or like chat or something, or making sure that I'm not being too loud. It's always a concern of mine. Screaming your ears off is not on my bucket list. It is the first week of university and I am tired. I'm probably gonna get an energy drink before class tomorrow. I mean, today we had short classes, and on Friday we start really late, and we also end really early, which I hadn't even noticed that we basically have 2 classes on Friday, at least this week. I'm not sure about next week. But yeah, we don't even have our full class schedule right now, and I'm tired. If I have to get up at 6 in the morning, which I do have to get up, and then I'm in class way early because there's no train exactly when I need it, so I'm in class way early. If I have to get up at 6 a.m., I have to be in bed by like 9:10. If classes end at 6 p.m., I am home at around half, yeah, like half 8, something like that, which gives me like an hour and a half to 2 hours to like make food, eat, shower, I don't know, make sure my room isn't a massive mess, figure out what the fuck, like repack my bag for the next day, maybe make something to have for breakfast or for lunch. That is not a lot of time. I am scared. Because, like, when I was doing my internship, that was kind of how my days were going. Like, I would be home pretty late and I would have to get up pretty early the next day, and I didn't have a lot of time. But then it was fine because it was temporary. This is not temporary. This is what the rest or the next 4 years are going to look like. That is insane. What did you switch to, Fuzzy? Or switch from? Or what? Also, how the fuck did you get dietitian from switching? Was that like autocorrect having a field day, or what happened there? Because I'm confused. I'm thirsty. In real life, this color and this color look a lot more alike, but the camera makes this look really pale and this look really red. It matches less. That's sad. Ah, from your phone to PC. I see. Mobile Twitch is a bitch. I fully get it. I hate that thing so much. Streaming from mobile Twitch, not the worst thing ever. Watching something from mobile Twitch or trying to mod from mobile Twitch, blah, blah. Fucked up. It's personally how I feel about it. Am I gonna bring my painting supplies tomorrow? I was considering it, actually. I think I will. I mean, they're on the floor, but they're all in a tote bag on the floor. So I'll just pick it up. It's a whole different world, absolutely. I might take like half of my paint because I can mix paint if necessary. And I don't know. Oh, that's where my turpentine is. I don't know where my that's my big bottle of turpentine. I don't know where my Coke bottle of turpentine is. I'm also very curious how big the painting class is going to be, like how many of us are going to be having painting at the same time. Why the fuck is my eye so itchy? Well, not itchy, like weird. Because if it's not gonna happen, we can probably just leave in the lockers. Oh yeah. Worst case scenario, yeah, lockers. So what is the setup like, Jay? Setup of what? Because I was just talking about streaming and school at the same time. So I want to make sure that I know exactly what you're asking about. I also just hit my straw, which wasn't nice. This is a liter and 200 milliliters, and my water bottle is a liter. I drank my entire water bottle today, and I've drank over half of this. Um, this also has hydrating tablets in it because I have had a migraine for the past 3 days, and I am hoping that that fixes it somehow. The setup. Well, I technically could show you, but I'm afraid I'll knock something over. I will definitely uh make like a little video of what my setup. I am also glad that I am okay-ish. I took caffeine anti-migraine pills. That sounds really wrong. But like medication that specifically has caffeine in it for migraines, and it did help, but it didn't fully go away, and I can't take another dose. Uh, because I took another painkiller as well, so I can't take anything now. But so the streaming setup, the basic idea is my Fi-Fine mic and my mic arm, which needs to be properly attached to the table, but I need to ask my dad for help with that. It used to be fully attached, and then it fell off, and I don't remember how I had it attached. But yeah, Fi-Fine mic on a low, what are they called? Low profile arm. Uh, Monitor number 1 over there, which is where I would normally have the game. Monitor number 2, which has normally Streamlabs, and then a browser with like my other Twitch account on it, so I can monitor the ads because I, as a broadcaster, can't see them in Streamlabs chat, but I can see them there, so I can see if there's an ad happening or if there's one coming up. Ring light, which honestly, it's not bright enough, but ignore that. But it's good enough. And then over there, we have my old iPhone 10 on a tripod plugged into my PC, which is my camera. That currently goes through 2 different apps before I ever put it into Streamlabs. That's because we have to have the like €6. Wait, I'm gonna finish my thought and then I'll get back to that. Sorry. But yeah, because in order to have my webcam show up on my PC, I use an app called Camo. Also, Lucas meant that it's expensive fuzzy, not cheap, because currently we have Spotify for €5.25 a month. So that's a lot. Plus we are students, we got no fucking income. This is my income. Anyways, from my phone, the video footage gets put into an app called Camo, and then from Camo it gets put into NVIDIA, which then gets put into Streamlabs, which is like, I don't like that there's so many components in there that like something could fail, which is why earlier for a second, error message or like an empty screen popped up, because, well, that was due to my phone. Well, due to Apple ID making my fucking phone screen turn off. But yeah, that is pretty much the setup of how I stream, and my internet comes from my phone over there, just hotspotting. I think that's it. I use super basic audio filters for my mic and stuff, which honestly it makes a big difference. Especially before I bought this mic, I used my Sony VH1000 Sony VH XM or XM5s. It's struggling with the headphones because they're not on my head. whatever, the sprout disappears a little bit. But yeah, I use the mic on these. Um, and that needed a lot of noise filtering, mainly because for whatever reason, it would pick up the sound of my PC fans, which honestly are not that fucking loud. But for some reason, you could hear that so much until I put normal voice, like an extra layer of filters on it, basically. Um, Speaking of which, I've had my PC since January, and like a month into streaming, maybe I got new case fans, or I got extra case fans to provide better airflow, which honestly helped both the performance and the noise like instantly. Use your phone as well before you bought a webcam. It's so good. Like if that was an iPhone 11 instead of a 12, I don't think I would ever switch to a webcam, but uh Camo has like features that are unavailable because it's a bit too old of a phone, because Camo uses uh the processing on the phone instead of on the computer, and you can't really switch that off, which sucks because it's meant for like laptops. Like if you had a laptop that didn't have a camera or had a really bad camera, you could use your phone. And it's also meant for like MacBooks, so some of the shortcuts don't work, but that's just whatever. Um, but yeah, so I would much rather have the video processing be done on my computer rather than on the phone, because it's a fucking PC with a graphics card in it. It'll do a better, well, not do a better job. It'll do a smoother and more efficient job. Uh, but otherwise, I am so happy with that as a webcam. Completely fine for a while. We'll see how long. We'll see what I do with streaming, and then I'll figure out if I need a webcam. But like, this is fine. Plus, if I was buying like a camera for streaming, I would buy an actual camera and not a webcam, just so I can use it to vlog and stuff as well. Because that is the part where I do not like having a phone, because I do like filming little videos. And like vlogging with a phone can get a little annoying, especially when you want to use it. That was the issue before I had two phones, is that while I was streaming, that like my phone was up there and I couldn't answer any calls or do anything like that. Or if somebody called me, it would interrupt stream, which was that was actually a really big issue for a while. Like my dad would call me and he's like, "Why didn't you, excuse me, why didn't you answer? Like I called you like 3 times." And I'm like, "I was streaming. I didn't get a single one of those calls. Sorry." And currently we have a similar situation because my actual SIM card is in that phone right there. Yeah, I totally get why someone would use a phone. Like, people have genuinely been surprised at how good the quality is from a phone webcam, because it's like, plus getting the same quality out of like or a webcam, not a camera specifically, but like out of a webcam, it would basically cost the same as a fucking phone. Well, not quite obviously, but like using what you've got is definitely the way to go. I really get sad when I see people who like want to start out streaming or have recently started out streaming and they've like bought a bunch of stuff for their setup immediately. I'm like, no. Start streaming, figure out what you're missing, figure out where you're really lacking, figure out what's bothering you, and go from there. Like the first thing I bought was my mic, because my headphone mic, the quality, it was livable, but if I touched my headphones in any way, I would deafen people. If I wanted to do something where I'm not wearing headphones, like right now, couldn't do it. Had to be wearing headphones, or you couldn't hear me. If my headphones died midstream, which did happen once, which also reminds me that I need to charge my headphones because they're also dying. But if they died midstream, bam, audio cut out. It's over. Good night. Light was the second thing, because the light from my desk lamp is way too bright for streaming, and I would literally have to put a t-shirt over it to not blind myself and make me so shiny that it looked like somebody had just like put white paint on my face. This unfortunately isn't strong enough, which is like great. Currently I have the beauty of natural lighting, but can I wait, I can show you some old clips and show you how I started. Oh, that would be really cool. Yeah, I would love to see that. Probably wouldn't look at it right now, but like you can DM me on Discord. Uh that was kind of awkward. Sorry. Um but yeah, I've genuinely seen, now that I'm like more into the streaming committee community I am seeing, especially like on TikTok, I'm seeing people who are like, yeah, like just started streaming. Here's my like new streaming setup or whatever. And they're counting all these things that I bought, which I like, I get it. There's definitely a culture around buying stuff and being aesthetic. But like streaming equipment is fucking expensive. To just be like, yeah, this is a little hobby of mine and I'm just gonna buy a bunch of equipment and then possibly use it for like a couple of months and then decide I don't like streaming and like do whatever with it. Hurts my soul. I mean, if you sell it, then it's fine because somebody else can basically get equipment for a deal, which I wanted to do with my mic, but I could not find, or my mic arm, but I could not find any used ones in my area. So I had to get a new one, which is kind of sad because it's basically a glorified stand, but it's so fucking expensive. I mean, this one's a little fancy because it's low profile and it's got nice cable management. I wish it was bigger because my fucking desk is really large. And I thought that I was going to be able to put my mic arm behind my monitor, except it wouldn't reach my face. So it has to come from the side, which means it gets in the way a little bit. I'm considering it putting on the other side of the desk, except there I'm more likely to knock into it when I'm not using it, which is, that would be not great to like damage it that way, because this way I fold it out of the way completely where I don't walk, don't move anything, and it's safe. Clean your brushes with the brush cleaner. That is a good idea. My brushes are, the last thing my brushes touched is acrylic paint, so they're kind of horrible. And I have yet to replace the brush that I love so much that I broke. That's actually a good idea as well. I'm gonna take my clean-ish brushes with me tomorrow, and I will be ignoring the ones that have acrylic paint in them until further notice, which is like really bad. Don't do that. Don't be like me. Do better. Leaving paint in brushes in general is like the worst thing you could do for your brushes. And here we are. It's fine, don't worry about it. I mean, there are the brushes that I use so often that with oil paint, like it never dries. So it's fine. As long as it doesn't dry, they're fine. I totally paint my brushes. You have worse brushes than I do usually. Lucas's brushes will be like completely solid. And I'm like, how do you use this? And he's just like, that I do not get. I'm not actually that bad with my brushes. There are a couple that if I use them a lot and then I won't use them for a while and they will fully harden with all of the paint in them because like we have painting once a week. Now we'll have them twice a week. Those brushes are never going to get fucking hard even if I don't fully clean them because oil paint takes forever to dry. But like when we were using acrylic and I would like leave a brush for an extended period of time after I'd use it a lot, it would get incredibly, incredibly hard and it would literally have to be thrown out. Are they streaky? Yes. Do I want to buy new ones? Hell no. Well, this is why you clean them so you don't have to buy new ones. I can literally, I think I can see the brush that I broke because I both broke it and destroyed the bristles because it was my most used brush and I did clean it, except I used it so much that I would like clean it quite vigorously and it just like fell apart essentially because I was just like, I need to get this completely clean. I love this one. I have to use it. Which, if I break something because I love it so much that I'm using it a lot, then I don't really mind. Plus, I had it for like over a year, so it's fine. If I had it less than that, I'd be sad. But like, brushes aren't that expensive. As long as you buy synthetic, which we do because I am afraid of natural fiber brushes. Well, no, I'm afraid of ruining them because they're so expensive. We had our first like regular composition class today, and we were literally discussing how for the first time ever we have a composition teacher that isn't insane because I just remembered we've had 3, not 2. We've had 3, one of which was this guy who thankfully we worked with very little and he left after our first year. He was horrible. Every single time he would talk to you, you would just smell cigarette smoke and mint gum that did nothing to cover the smell of the cigarette smoke. And I also hate mint gum, so that didn't help. But yeah, he was funky. Then we had a lady that essentially went crazy. I don't mean to be mean. She was just very quirky. And it seemed like with age, she was getting increasingly more quirky to the point where she was kind of struggling to make like a coherent lesson plan. Like one of our classmates at one point asked her exactly what are the assignments that we need to have completed, because in other classes, we had stuff that we had done just to like help the that is the weirdest question I've ever asked. Like we'd had mini assignments that would be like working through a larger goal, and you wouldn't like those weren't obligatory. You weren't getting graded on them. But she was just like, you have to do absolutely everything, and that's it. And she wouldn't tell him like what the fucking assignments were. Um, Hi Alex 21564_. How do I get my armpits so pretty? That is such a weird question that I don't even know where to begin. Hello, Metal Lurka. Like, that reminds me of like Urka, but that would be spelled differently. Metal Urka 0909. Welcome. Hi. Hope you're doing well. But back to the question about my fucking armpits. I don't do anything to them. Alex, you're being weird. I'm gonna be honest right here and right now. And believe me, I'm used to weird. I get stopped on the street. I got stopped. Oh, I should talk about this story. Actually, perfect timing. On the first day of school. Okay, Fuzzy, I will check. Thank you, Lucas. That is actually a good idea. This is why we have mods. Anyways, that was super fucking weird. But I'm going to tell you something that was maybe not weirder, but weird as fuck anyways. And that was happening, that other thing happened in real life, so help. Anyways, I was walking to the first day of school. I'm a little bit late because my train was delayed by like 5 minutes, and I kind of have to, I'm speeding up. I'm walking down the street. A dude like stops me. He like walks out in front of me, stops me. I stop to be like, hello, like something wrong? And he goes, I had to stop you because I just want to tell you, you are the most gorgeous, stunning, amazing. I don't even remember all the adjectives he used, but just like 15 adjectives in a compliment, and ends with woman I've ever seen. And I'm like, not a woman, but I get how you misunderstood, whatever. Moving on. And then he's like, someone as gorgeous as you definitely has both a lover and like a boyfriend. And I'm like, no, I don't. I have just the one. He's amazing. And he goes, no, you're amazing. And then I'm looking at my fucking phone like, I have to go. Like, I'm literally gonna be late to the first day of fucking school, or like the ceremony or whatever of the school. And he goes, I'm just gonna say one more thing. I'm gonna ask you one more thing, and then I'm gonna let you go. And I'm like, uh-huh. And he goes, can I have a hug? And I'm like, in my brain, I'm literally screaming, no, get the fuck away from me. But what comes out of my mouth is instead is, no, not today. Not any day, but whatever. And then he's like, can I have a handshake? And in my brain, my only thought is get the fuck away from him as quickly as possible without like causing a scene. I just want to walk off. And I've just like started to walk off, but he's holding eye contact. He does not want me to move anywhere. And he's like, can I at least have a handshake? And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to shake your hand. I'm going to turn around. I'm going to run away. He takes my hand and basically kisses the top of it. And I tensed up and I pulled my hand away and I was like, you have a lovely day. Bye. And just ran off to the school. And I was like, I wish I would have started that conversation with, I'm so sorry, I'm running late, and run away immediately, because that's what you do when creepy men talk to you. Yeah, assault. That was not a great, I was feeling so good that day. I was like, I had, dressed up because it's the first day of school. I got freshly dyed hair. I'm feeling amazing. And then that man just like, and I was like, this is the worst, I think this is the worst interaction I've ever had. Honestly, I've had some pretty bad ones, but wow. And to answer your question, Metal Lurka, I am a non-binary person. But yeah, that was like insane. Come on, son. Oh, but yeah, that was my first not asexual. That 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 has some that that has something else. That has something. What am I saying? Asexual means something else. It has to do with your sexual preferences. Non-binary is just a gender outside of the regular gender binary. My pronouns are they, them. And I know that I present as a feminine person, but that doesn't mean that I am a feminine. Well, that does not mean that I'm a woman. I can be feminine and a non-binary person. I hope that made sense. I'm just a teensy bit tired. Mm. Anyways, I also have another really fucked up story that I told Lucas earlier today because I was reminded of it when one of our classmates. Were you offended when he told you that you were gorgeous? No, but see, I'm Latvian, so we speak Latvian in this country, and he was speaking Latvian to me, and in Latvian, words are gendered, and like if you are giving somebody a compliment, it's always going to be gendered. Uh, and you can, it's kind of hard to explain, but like the ending of the word would change based on whether you were saying it in a feminine or in a masculine way, or like to a woman or to a man. So the moment he started speaking, I knew he was misgendering me. I mean, I wouldn't have expected a random fucking 50-year-old on the street to gender me correctly. Whoops. I haven't gotten any dropped frames notifications, so I don't know. Should be fine. But yeah, like I wasn't offended that he was complimenting me. Like, yes, I'm attractive. I kind of know that. But I just felt really uncomfortable that this man that I had never seen before in my life stopped me on the street while I was clearly in a rush because I was not walking slowly. I was like bolting down the street. Um, and I was very annoyed and very uncomfortable that this man had stopped me and then went on this rant and been like, yeah, you know, you're so gorgeous, you're so amazing, you must have like 10 boyfriends, or whatever. And I was very uncomfortable that this 50 man's was well into his 50s was saying this to me. I I get like old men talking to me a lot, and I would get that even before I was over the age of 18. So that made me really uncomfortable. I'm not offended if somebody gives me a compliment. I am not even offended if somebody misgenders me unless they're doing it on purpose. Like if you do not know and you make a mistake and you correct that mistake and you apologize and you're like, I have a partner who is amazing and plenty for me. I do not need 10 boyfriends. That sounds kind of like a nightmare, actually. I have one person that I love very, very much, and that is more than enough for me. Sounds good. But yeah, like if somebody misgenders me and I point it out and they understand their mistake, hi Hawk, why are you enabling? Hawk's mission in life is just to cause chaos, I think. So, but yeah, what I was saying, I misgendered, my bad, and I apologize. See, that's the correct way. That's how you do it. And that I can't say I don't care. I'm not mad, I'm not offended. That's completely fine. People are used to being able to make assumptions, and I am not going to get mad at somebody because of the way their brain works. Like if you understand that you are wrong, that's okay. You are allowed to make mistakes. What you are not allowed to do is ignore it when people correct you. And I have somebody who watches my streams, who's like a regular in stream, who struggles with non-binary pronouns and with like the concept in general, and still sometimes fucks up and writes the wrong pronoun. Except every single time that happens, they correct it and they apologize. And I know for a fact that they do not mean to do that, but they're so hardwired to think one way, it's difficult to change the way you think. I think you being non-binary is product of saying a non-binary is kind of strange. I personally wouldn't agree with that wording and that um whole concept or that whole message, sorry, is very strange because I because I have never liked being girly since I was like a small child for the longest time. Like I hated Barbies and I didn't like pink because I was like I didn't identify with being a girl even as a child, even though I didn't have the word for it. I didn't know how to describe that, and it wasn't until the internet existed and I met people who were non-binary when I was like, "Oh my god, wait, that's what I feel. That's what I've been feeling for my entire life. There's a word for that?" So no, I don't think my past traumas have anything to do with my gender. I'm a 70s child is the way I was brought up. Yeah, I mean, it's not like people from different generations think differently. They were raised on different things. That's true for virtually anything. Like the world is changing and we are learning things and we are fixing past mistakes and mistakes are still going to happen. You have to move on. You have to understand that something's happened and you have to be like, "Oh, I was wrong. Okay, let's try again. Let's get it right." Um that's true for like people used to give their kids alcohol to make them go to sleep. Like that was a thing. People used to smoke in every single place ever. Like inside, near children, in hospitals, it didn't matter. And now we found out maybe those things aren't actually right to do. Maybe there's a better way. And it's the same for thinking about complex gender and sexuality issues. And I do admit it's very complex and it can get confusing, which is why it's important for people like me to be outspoken about my gender, um, because it helps people learn. I was given whiskey as a 6-year-old for a mouth sore. Yay! Let's not do. I mean, no, you were a 70s child. That was a lot. That was a while ago, and yeah, that is something that people would have thought is completely normal to do. Like, of course, this is the solution. People used to think that alcohol was the solution for like food poisoning. Well, not food poisoning, but like they believed that if you ate food that possibly could have been expired, drinking alcohol after it would basically lessen the symptoms. And people honestly still kind of believe that, and that's insane because that's not how biology works. There you go, Hawk. Have a bottle and shut up. But that's literally what like a nightcap is. But they would do that to kids as well. Like they would just be like, have some whiskey, have some like gin or not gin. Um, yeah, I guess whiskey. Um, Go to bed because it would make children be sleepy and go to bed. When I was 4 years old, I accidentally drank a sip of beer because this is in my grandparents' sauna where the lighting is really, really yellow, and water and beer, especially in yellow tinted glasses, are really hard to tell apart. Especially if those glasses are like fogged up and stuff. So I took a sip of beer and then uh like freaked out, went back to the sauna, whatever, for like, I don't know, whatever time. And then we got back to the house and I got into my bed and I started crying. And my mom was like, "What's wrong? What's wrong?" Watch out for yellow snow. If yellow snow was beer, the world would be a better place. Anyways, my mom was like, "What's wrong? What's wrong? Like, why are you crying?" And I literally would not tell her because I thought that I had done something so horrible that I was gonna like die. Um, but then I eventually told her and she was like, "It's fine, hun. Like it was just beer. You only had a sip. It's it's fine." Um, but yeah, that's my experience with alcohol as a child. Unreal, all I did was call your armpits pretty, what the hell. And my mods decided that that's maybe not something respectful to do. How about you try again? Also, how about we just like don't comment on people's bodies at all? Like you can say that somebody looks good, um, without, you know, getting really personal or whatever about it. Really specific. That's what I meant to say, sorry. Do you have brothers when you were young? Do you live with many men in your household? That is an interesting question as well. I do not have brothers. Yes, hawks, armpits. That's exactly what we need. That's what the internet needs more of. But no, I don't have brothers. Uh, many men in my household. Well, not in the household, but in my family, I guess. I feel like it's kind of a 50-50 split. I have 3 uncles. I saw them, they're pretty. But yeah, I used to be friends with. That's such a pretty emote. Jesus Christ, I can't speak. And I didn't say no compliments ever. Now, did I? But you don't have to be so specific when you compliment somebody. You can just be like, "You look good." You know, just especially somebody that you've never seen before. Can you ban Alex? We'll see. I'm giving them they can have a second chance to think about what they've done. If they can't deal with it, what if you think my armpits look really nice? You keep that to yourself. You don't have to say you don't have to say everything out loud. In fact, in this case, you had to type that. You don't have to. You can just give think the second chances. Okay. Okay, that's fine. You can go ahead. That's hard. I did not think that stream today was going to be such a blast. But like, yeah, doesn't Twitch have a thing where you can like warn a user? Because I feel like Streamlabs has the weirdest modding feature I've ever seen in my entire life. There are better words than "you look good." Sure. But if it is somebody that you do not know, ban emote. like a ban command or something maybe then. But if it's somebody you don't know, then it is better to give a generalized compliment. Because you do not know how that person will react or feel about it. So generalized compliments for people you don't know are gonna be better. Unless it's something really common, like, "I like your hair." Maybe just say "you look good." That's it. I also now have a weird Streamlabs mod feature thing, and I can't get rid of it. It's like stuck on my chat. And I'm afraid to click it because I don't know who I was clicked on and I could accidentally ban someone. How about "I like your..." How about no, honey, Mace, sweetie, boo-boo? I can't even like click back. Oh, there we go. That took way too long. It took me way too long to get rid of that pop-up. All I had to do was just click on a different name and it got delete. Me. Give general compliments. Metal. It's blush. It's a really nice blush. Thanks. Also, you know what's a phenomenon that I recently noticed that honestly scares the fuck out of me? So, I've had a public Snapchat account for years now, which means I've acquired my fair share of not creeps, but just guys who want to give compliments like Alex earlier, you know? And I noticed that when I look to me or objectively worse, like I'm not wearing makeup, haven't washed my face, whatever, looking a little rough, bags underneath my eyes, that kind of thing, I get not more like, not compliments necessarily, but just guys swiping up and sending like random emojis or calling me cute, which like I hate that compliment so much. I don't even see cute as a compliment. But yeah, that always happens when I look kind of rough. It's happened twice now when I've like woken up at 3 a.m. for a flight and posted something, and someone was like, "Oh my god, like freaking star emojis," and I'm like, I look like I haven't slept on account of the fact that I haven't slept. It is getting warm in here. I say that, it's probably not getting warm. I've just been sitting here with the window partially closed because otherwise it gets in the way. I also stopped drinking my cold water because I was too busy speaking. Anyways, I feel like I had something else to... Oh, I had the fucked up story to tell. Anyways, told this to Lucas earlier because one of our classmates, or course mates, was talking about something traumatic that happened with her dad. And I was reminded of this one interaction where one of my mutuals who makes like poetry and art and like combines them together had made a post on TikTok about traumatic incidents. And I decided to share a traumatic incident of my own, which was my dad's suicide attempt. Yeah? Keep that in mind. This is an important detail. And I posted something about it on my Snapchat story. And one of said slightly interesting guys from my Snapchat swiped up, and basically his point was that men are only to be loved if they are useful. And I was like, what? And he basically said, yeah, if my dad didn't work and provide for the family, I would not love him anymore. That's not a real man. If you're weak, you're not a real man. You don't deserve love. And I'm like, what did you just say? And then he proceeded to say that if he stopped working and stopped being like useful and providing for his family, he would expect his family to do the same, as in they should not support him and they should stop loving him. And I think I introduced him to the concept of unconditional love and loving people just because of who they are, whether they be your friends or your family. You love them because they are who they are, and that's what you love about them. But yeah, he was like, no, you should not love your dad if he could not provide for the family, if he was in a moment of weakness. I can't remember what else he said, but yeah, you shouldn't be loving him. He doesn't deserve that. And I'm like, yes, he does. He's my dad. Of course he deserves my love. Like, I mean, of course, if he was abusive or something, then he wouldn't deserve my love, but he is not abusive. He provides for me. He loves me. He cares for me. He is my father. It does not matter what kind of moment of weakness he is in. I will love him. I will support him, and I will help him. But yeah, that guy was fully convinced that men are only to be loved if they are being useful. Why have we come this far as a society? Hold up, I was making a coffee and here's someone saying men are... Yes, that is what, Hawk, that is what someone actually said. The headliner there was, if a man does not provide for his family shouldn't love him. I think that was one of the most insane things I had ever read in my entire life. Yeah, that guy, no, what he needed was a fucking slap. And then maybe education. Yeah, wow, I've really bad mental health. I struggle every day, but I love my kids, so I'm useless. No, you're amazing, Hawk. Good job. Proud of you. Sorry, that was kind of weird. But yeah, educated with a slap. There it is. That's the perfect combination of the two. But yeah, just to anybody listening, your not so gentle reminder for today: people deserve unconditional love, regardless of how bad their mental health might be, or regardless of how much they... What's the word? Hawk, please. No, let's forget that. Let's not bring it back. No. But yeah, people deserve to be loved unconditionally, regardless of how great their mental health is and regardless of how much they are providing for society. I also feel like I missed a message. much. Dr. Blashner's comments, I think complimenting is spontaneous and came from the heart and doesn't need a second thought. Yes, that is very true. That is what it is like at its base, but people have different insecurities. People have different views about their own body, and sometimes something you can say, um, like as a compliment, someone else wouldn't read as a compliment simply because of their own anxiety. So it's best to try to like leave that alone, I should say. Like other people's bodies, especially if you don't know those people very well or not at all, just leave it alone. It's best that way. Um, but welcome to the Fruit family, Metal Lurka. I hope you're enjoying whatever the hell this stream is. We have taken a detour. This was supposed to be like a chill hangout session where I sort of brain vomit about everything that's happened in the past week and stuff, but we are it's more of a motivation for fathers to be responsible and useful. They shouldn't need the motivation to be responsive and useful. Also, like, are deadbeat dads a good thing? Obviously not. But if we are talking about fathers who are there for their children and who are trying to be a positive part of their life, then it's okay for them to have a hard time with whatever else might be going on in their life or going on in their head. Every single person has something else going on in their head, and some people deal with it really well, and some people struggle with it. I am part of the struggle squad. But fathers, people, mothers, whoever you may be, you deserve unconditional love from the people that you love and care and support. Leg go away. That got me off guard. Luca's giving the very subtle hint to Hawk to cool down. This is a sore subject for me. I'll be back. I hope you're okay, Hawk. I did not mean to trigger you, of course, or anybody really. This is just a sore subject in general, I have to admit. And it is something that I am passionate about because I truly believe that people deserve unconditional love and support. I understand that of course, it's a you issue. That came out wrong. Sorry. All of our issues are very personal. Take some time away from the stream if you need it. Watching should not be hard for you. I'm sorry that we kind of hit a sore subject today, but it happens when you are very honest and talk about real shit. It's kind of hard to segue away from that to something a bit more lighthearted or to something else entirely, really. But yeah, mental health is always a sore subject for a lot of people. And I do not like that mental health has to be taboo. Like, is it hard to talk about? Yes. But oh my god, Lucas's name color changed and scared me, and that's literally what he said, that he changed it. Where's the blue? I mean, it's blue. It's just very blue. It's electric blue. But yeah, if something is hard to talk about, there is a 99% chance that means we should be talking about it. Ignoring difficult issues doesn't make them go away. It makes them worse. More tips from Jay. Go to therapy. That's another one. Therapy is not bad, which this country struggles with. I remember I told a family friend that I was going to therapy because I was taking like free sessions. And she was like, "You're okay, right? Though, like, you're just doing it to like help, clear your mind, get your head in order. Like, it's nothing bad, right?" And I was like, I felt kind of awkward in that moment to say, even if it was something bad, that's not a bad thing. Then I should exactly be in therapy, like, because it was kind of coming from a place of concern, but it was also kind of coming from a place of maybe some issues with like the thought about therapy. Like for that person, maybe they thought it was like wrong, or you only go to therapy if you have horrible issues or whatever. But like therapy is for everybody, especially in a post-Soviet Union country where mental health is treated like absolute dog shit. Therapy is for everybody. Not every single type of therapy works for every single type of person, but therapy in general is beneficial to, I want to say everybody, but there could be exceptions that I'm not considering. But like, prejudice against therapy and talking about mental health issues is so, like, so prominent in Latvia, which is really sucky. It sucks. I don't like it. And I want to be a voice that actually talks about it, which is why I like that I have some sort of platform, even if it's not mainly people from Latvia, but at least I can get the thought out there. Be right back. Okay, Hawk. See you in a bit, or read you in a bit. Maybe I should. Oh fuck! I have a game that like I have to collect stuff, periodically, and we're on the last day of an event where I really want the final reward, except I, due to school, have not been collecting my shit on time. And I haven't collected anything since I got home like 4 hours ago. I will read Lucas's chat in 2 seconds. I saw it. Don't worry. I feel like in our country, the fact that you might have something wrong with you mentally is seen something that brings shame to your family, so said family doesn't want to acknowledge it. Yep. Because I also think it stems from the fact that people they're afraid that their maybe bad parenting or bad family influences are going to reflect on the person who then has issues mentally, which just makes it snowball and makes everything worse. But yeah, the family members or just like family in general can sometimes be like, nope, there's nothing wrong with you, because they don't want to admit that they've done something wrong. And there are also cases where if you have genetic issues that could be passed down in family, they do not want to admit to the fact that they might also have those issues. It's because speaking about emotions and mental issues is a sign of weakness, and people by nature don't like people. It is not a sign of weakness. In fact, it is the exact opposite. It is very difficult to talk about your emotions, how you feel, what's going on in your head, what like mental issues you might have. That is difficult. It is not easy, and it does not make you weak. If you can talk about what is going on in your head, that makes you strong. Also, maybe that somebody knows that they haven't been good to another, so they want other people to know that they haven't been nice. Yeah, that is exactly. It's a sign of strength to talk about your emotions. It is a sign of maturity, of strength. It is a very good. It is difficult because people will judge you. Maybe, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't. And the fact that people will judge you is fucked up. And that is what we should be changing. Because if you do not talk about your emotions, if nobody talks about their emotions, but one person wants to, then that person will be judged because they are different. But if everybody talks about their emotions, there's no one to do the judging because everybody's doing it. And it's a good thing to do. Like, as a society, we should talk about our emotions and how we feel and what is happening in our lives and stuff. Because we should be able to feel empathy for our fellow man instead of just being like, not my problem. Because it is everybody's problem. Because all of society has to hold each other up. Like, people need people. That is just a fact of life. People are bad at being alone. We are very social. We have built a society which needs other people to survive. Bottling stuff up is not the way to go, speaking from experience. Yeah. Bottling stuff up is just about the last thing you should do. It is the way to get more shit to bottle up. And at some point you just explode. For us men, it's unusual for us when we talk about our emotions. It's not. It's society at one point decided that it's something that men aren't supposed to do. But that's not true. And you should not let that prejudice stop you. Because then you are part of the problem and not part of the solution. Like, why do you think it took my dad so long to get into therapy, even though he knew he had issues. And even when he was in therapy, it still led to an unfortunate attempt. If society wasn't built in the way where someone's not allowed to talk about how they feel, that never would have happened. He would have gone to therapy much earlier, and the issues he had would have been resolved before it escalated to a point where he felt like there was no way out. And believe me, I have considered some fucked up things. Men and women are both people, so we shouldn't think that only one or the other needs other people. Yeah, all people. Regardless of gender or ethnicity or race or sexuality or literally anything, all people need other people, need support, and need a safe place to talk about their emotions and their feelings and experiences. I'm getting notifications for stuff. I don't know what that stuff was. I can't see the username of anybody on Discord because streamer mode is enabled, but I kind of want to be able to see. Whoop whoop. Streamer mode on Discord is definitely a useful thing, but like it gets fucking annoying when it gets enabled when I don't want it to be, because I have zero reason to like, I'm not showing my Discord screen, it's fine. Also, the fact that on Discord mobile I can see like a notifications tab where it's just going to show me every single place that I was tagged in any server, but I don't have that on. Oh, I do. It's called inbox. Whoops. Found it. Do you dream about having kids and a family, a traditional man and woman couple family? First of all, can't have. Oh, okay. There is no such. Well, no, there is such a thing as a traditional family, I guess. But I am nor a man nor a woman. I am just a person, a non-binary person. Do I dream about having kids? Nope. I have too many mental issues, anger issues, and very, very little patience to raise another human being. I can barely take care of myself. There is absolutely no reason why I should pass these issues on to another child. I have mental issues that are genetic and run in my family. There is absolutely no reason why there should be a child with those same issues. In fact, there shouldn't be children raised by people with these issues. I feel like having kids should be regulated in some way. Like, in some countries, when you get a dog, you have to like go through a bunch of like a questionnaire and stuff to make sure that you are fit to have a dog. We should have the same thing for children. Not everybody is fit to have children. What is the thing you would learn the next generation? Fuzzy, do you by any chance mean what is the thing you would teach the next generation? Just a guess, because otherwise that question doesn't make sense. But no. I have a family. Okay, a family does not consist of a mother, a father, and children. A family consists of people. And you do not have to be blood related. Yep, to teach English, not my first language. No worries, just checking. I will answer that in just a second. A family is just people. My friends, like Lucas and my best friend that I've known for about to be 10 years, which like is insane. But she is my family. She is one of the most important people in my life. My half-sister is my family. My dad, my mom, my grandparents, my aunt and my uncles and my cousins are all my family. Some closer than others, but a family is not a mother, father, and children. In my case, and Mace, of course, Mace is also my family. Like, my most important family are people who are not blood related to me. I mean, my sister and my dad are very, very important to me, and my mom, I guess, as well. But, like, Lucas, my best friend Z, my partner Mace, are family to me. I am very sorry, Mace. I don't know how you slipped my mind. I think I meant to say it and then I didn't. And I apologize. What is the thing I would teach the next generation? Um, well, first of all, like, as I said before, to talk about taboo things, to not shy away from a subject because it's difficult to talk about. Not every subject should be talked about in every single space. Like, there are places where you do not talk about certain things. And maybe that should change as well. But of course, there are places where, like, you wouldn't talk about certain issues. But do not be afraid to be who you are. And do not be afraid to talk about things that are important to you and that affect you. Lucas, don't say things like that. That is, no. Do you think having family will make you happier or sadder? Well, as I said, I have a family. That family does not involve children, and I don't want it to involve children because going to university and being a functioning human being is so mentally draining for me that, and like being able to take care of myself on the most basic level is so difficult already that if I had to take care of another human being, I would probably end up in a massive depressive episode so quickly. Like, hell no. Yeah. And Mace is like the most important person. Mace is the reason that I don't spend all of my time in a massive depressive episode. The answer to his Mace is the most amazing person. Important and amazing. Ding ding, Jay chose the correct answer. Am I on a game show? What happened? I feel like I wasn't on a game show. At least not up until this moment. I'm sitting fine. I said having kids will give you meaning to live your life. Anything that stops, you know, people sometimes ask, what is the meaning of life? And my favorite answer that I've ever heard is the meaning of life is whatever keeps you from killing yourself. And it's a little grotesque, but it's very honest and it's very direct. And that's what I think it is. And personally, having children will make me want to kill myself more and not less. So that wouldn't be helpful. For me, it's my girlfriend. And yes, I do want to have kids, but for now, it's a hard no because I first want to make sure I can take good care of them. Exactly. The first priority is making sure that you can provide for your kids and make sure that their basic needs are met, both like with material things and with attention and your care and your love and your patience. Children require so much patience that if you are somebody like me who struggles to be patient and to stay calm-headed when they're annoyed, children are not the solution to any issue ever. You'll never know. Just give it a try having kids. No. Okay? Kids are not something to experiment with. That is another living human being that will grow up, and have their own thoughts and their own feelings. And I, personally, as horrible as this sounds, I do not wish another person to feel or think or just have the mental processes that I have. I do not want another person that has to deal with that because it's horrible. Okay? It's horrible. So no, do not give it a try having kids. You should only have kids if you feel like you can provide for them and you feel like you can actually take care of them. Children are not something that fulfills you. That is not a reason to have kids. Try to babysit your cousin's kids. I babysit my cousins because I am the oldest of my generation in my family. By 4 years is my closest relation, and 18 years is my baby cousin. And I do babysit her, and I hang out with her a lot. I actually do. But I babysit her for very short periods of time, and if I'm hanging out with her for a longer period of time, I am not alone with her on purpose. I don't want to be. Because I raised a puppy, and that was difficult for me mentally. Okay? I ran out of patience dealing with a puppy. Okay? I barely contained myself, and I literally had to step out of the room when Apollo, when he was a baby, was doing something that was annoying me. I had to remember what it felt like when my father was mad at me when I was a child, because he struggles with anger issues as well, and he's come a long way and he's worked on it. But he would yell. He would get mad and he would yell. And that is the one thing that I do not want. And I have those anger issues and the lack of patience in me, and I do not want anybody to have to suffer as a consequence of that. I think that depending on a person who doesn't know anything about the world, it's not a good choice. Yep, can give more issues to said tiny person and yourself. Exactly. Kids, especially when they are very young, they are a reflection of every single imprint that people have made on them, and most of those imprints are going to be made by their primary caretakers, by the people who mainly take care of them, which is going to be their parents, whether that be 2 moms, 2 dads, a mom and a dad, whatever, but just their parents are going to be the people who make the most imprints onto them. And that is going to be true for a large part of their life, up to a certain point. And if their parents struggle with themselves, then those struggles are going to be reflected in that kid. Like, people who struggle with their body image are going to imprint those same issues onto their kids. Like, if somebody, you know that TikTok joke, almond moms, which are usually mothers who struggle with their self-image, and they diet and restrict themselves and are like, no, I don't deserve to eat until I do something. Their kids are going to grow up with those same issues, which is not okay. Food is necessary. You need food. You deserve food. No matter what you've done today, you deserve to eat. You need to eat. It's so true. Okay, keeping you on the lurk, I'm going to eat. Perfect. That was so on theme. I don't think I could have done it better. I hope you have a nice dinner. You're just an hour behind me, so you're having dinner-ish. Bon appetit. Thank you for joining the stream in the first place. This has been like, this stream I haven't been ranting. That's not what this is. It's just been like a lot of I can't think of the word. Not difficult topics. I mean, a little bit, but any topic that's worth talking about is going to be a little bit difficult to talk about. The easy things are like the things that are easy to talk about are never going to make the biggest impact, because if it's easy to talk about them, then a lot of people are probably doing it. But the things that nobody talks about because they're hard to talk about are the things that need a voice. And I got tagged somewhere in this fucking server and I can't find it. Oh, there it is. I got confused. Wait, so if we... So what is the thing if we say, for example, you're good girl? Do we say you're good? Yeah, good. Good girl just feels fucking weird to me anyway. I think that just has to do with, like, you know, mental stuff. Yeah, you're good. Good person, you can say. I also don't mind the term envy, if you know what that is. Some people don't like it, but I personally don't mind. So you can just like put that in place of a gendered term, or you can be a little creative. I don't mind. Uh, Good person is also fine. I feel like that's just a good one in general. So since I've been like, I have spent the last 4 years. You have a nice meal, Fuzzy. Go eat. I have spent the last good bug. I love that one. Fuck yeah, good bug is good. Good kiwi. That's just on theme. That's also good. Um. Anyways, I spent the last 4 years going to an art school where a lot of LGBTQ people, and now I go to another art school with a lot of, I'm assuming because that just makes sense, LGBTQ people. I forget that I'm living in a bubble. I forget that not everybody in the outside world, especially not in this country, like thinks about gender and sexuality the way that I do. I remember this while we were sitting in our English class earlier this week because the teacher would like start a sentence or start saying something like man, woman, and then he would be like person or whatever, and he would like kind of trail off because he would remember that the man and woman are not the only two gender identities. And that made me so happy because the previous school that I went to, like the teachers were, I mean, they understood that they were like a mix of different gender sexualities or whatever, but they weren't really keen on like acknowledging that. Like they would just kind of ignore it. Um, but in this school, yeah, our English teacher is an icon. Mr. T, amazing. He's truly amazing. Um, but yeah, like teachers actually care. I want to say like um they it's such a good and positive community in that school. The teachers are actually like focusing on making sure that they include everybody when they talk and that certain people do not feel excluded or do not feel maybe called out because they don't fit into what in the language that the teacher is using, which in Latvian can be a little difficult because our language has like no non-binary terms and all the terms are gendered because why not? In fact, recently, the Latvian language big people, well, not that recently, but like a little while ago, came together and basically decided that non binary and non gendered words or like pronouns do not exist in the Latvian language and they cannot exist in the Latvian language. So just use the masculine ones. And I feel they thought that was a good enough solution. That was cool. And personally, I don't agree because that's bullshit. And language should evolve as people evolve. But you do you, bestie. Um, Also, something that happens in this school less so, but in our previous school a lot. We were a class that consisted of mostly feminine people and feminine people. I don't know. And whenever the like more masculine people in the class were not present, the teachers would very much so just refer to um to the like whole class as just girls. And that made me so incredibly uncomfortable. Just the fact that being in a group that's primarily mask or feminine people means that like I will get misgendered that much more likely, even if somebody doesn't mean to do that, really annoys me. Like it's so uncomfortable. What can you say about the Paris Olympics boxer? I can say that the person, I won't lie, I don't remember anybody's names there. I don't even remember what country they were from. I have a very bad memory and I'm super, super bad with names. But the person who complained uh, is a pussy. You went to a fucking Olympic match for boxing and you're surprised that it hurt when you got hit? What? Are you okay? Do you think before you say words? And a really good example that somebody pointed out is because some people were saying that the other boxer, the Algerian, I think, I could be wrong. I apologize if I'm wrong, but yeah, that she has a genetic advantage, and that's why she shouldn't be allowed to compete. Michael Phelps, like the really, really, really good swimmer, has a genetic advantage. Okay, he's built like a fish. Well, not really, but his muscles basically don't produce as much lactic acid as a normal person's muscles, so he's not in pain, like he's not sore, and he's double jointed, I believe it was, which is something that massively helps with swimming. He was basically built to swim. So let the guy built for swimming swim, and let the woman built for boxing box, and leave it at that. Because like somebody's testosterone levels do not impact what gender they are. Do you think it's okay for trans to compete in women's Olympics? For trans people, or trans women in this case, to compete in women's competitions? Yes, I do. People who don't agree with that can suck it. I think that there maybe should be like a level at which, like, at a point in your transition, where you can compete. I don't know what that point would be. I have no idea. But yes, trans women should be allowed to compete in women's competitions because they are women. I also just find it annoying that we have a men's and a women's. Like, I get that there are sports that men are predominantly better at, so if all men and all women were ranked the same, then the men would usually be winning, which would suck. Yeah. So that's why I get why we have the two. It makes sense. I just don't have particularly warm feelings about it. But I don't really care about sports, so. The only sport that I watch is Formula 1, and I'm super pissed that we don't have any women currently racing in Formula 1. The point is probably when somebody's hormone levels are in accordance to the cis people's hormone. Yeah, but like that boxer's testosterone was higher than a cis woman's testosterone just because that's what naturally occurs in her body. So, like, yeah, your point makes sense, but then again, like, there are some people that are always going to be outliers. Sometimes these people also have weird hormone levels, so it isn't really a good metric. Exactly. I don't think there really is a good metric, period. I think that this is a complicated issue, and I am not the most qualified person to, like, think about it, especially because the last thing I think about is sports. But yeah, the only sport I watch is Formula 1, and I am very sad and kind of mad that we don't have any women or even like feminine people racing, but there are some in the Formula 1 Academy, so I have high hopes for the next couple of years. I think if you're a woman, then you just go to women's sports. Exactly. You know what? Okay, you know what I think could be a metric? Just a thought here. When you go to change your genetic marker in your, like, ID, that should be the metric. If you legally count as a woman, you go to the women's. If you legally... I like how I don't even know what that said because it was in Russian and I did not try to read it. Hello, Apollo. Hello. I kind of owe you a treat because I didn't recommend it when somebody did it. We're going to give him the good treat. Not the whole thing, though. Wait, can I zoom out right now? Ow! I'm being pawed at because I'm not being fat. I'm too slow. Can you see him if I do this? You cannot. You can see the ears if I do this. He's there, I promise. Oh, now I'm all blurry. I can't fix that. He's there. You can see him just in case. Here you go. We're gonna switch back to where we were. What's the definition of a woman? No, you're not getting told. I don't have a good definition. Because for me, gender is about what you feel. Twin challenge 1 minute, which is probably something weird. Yep, that sounds about right. Thank you, Lucas. Um, wait, I'm not giving you more treats. You can go in the bed if you want. You're not getting more treats. Um, but yeah, the definition of a woman is a person who identifies as a woman. Or just always have sports. Don't need to. Exactly. Exactly. I would love that. That would be awesome. That would be awesome. Especially since, like, people, which I did mention earlier about, like, how men are better at some sports than women. But there are some sports that men are not as good as women at. And it would be really cool to have women directly compared against men and destroy those fucking men. That would make me so happy. Um, yeah, that'd be cool. There's stuff happening in the Pirates Cove and I'm not reading, but I'm gonna look at that later. I'm gonna close that so I don't currently read it and then never answer. I do that so much when streaming. I've done that with emails, which is actually kind of bad. But yeah, I had like my email open during stream and someone said something and I read the email and then I never like responded or did anything because uh I just checked my email because I remembered that. Oh. Huh. Also, look at how much nicer the lighting looks when I open something white on my monitor versus when I don't, which really tells me that it would be nice to have a stronger ring light. I mean, this is very white lighting. It's not quite natural. My regular lighting is a little bit more yellow, but that would be nice. Anyways, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. Be back in like 2 minutes. You guys chill. I also want to know. Look how quickly it adjusted when I left. The pillow went out of focus. You can just hang out with Stitch over there. There's a ghost. Ooh, chair stream. I think that chair brought up some really good points. I'm sure it did. It's a very well educated chair. Hasn't been in this room long, but I'm sure it's picked up quite some good points. I literally almost drank all of this. I've drank so much water today. That's a good thing. I'm just surprised because I'm usually so dehydrated. But I guess that's what you get when you actually buy tools to help you with the things you need. Like the current water bottle I have has my exact needs for hydration. Like I like drinking out of it. It's very convenient. And this is super convenient for streaming because I can have so much water and I don't have to get up when it's like, I mean, I do have to get up when it's empty to go fill it up, but it runs out so much less that I can actually just keep drinking it through all of stream and not run out, which means I'll actually keep drinking. Mind blown. too much water will destroy your kidneys. Yeah, like a ridiculous amount of water will. Also, like, if you drink water while you're working out when you're not actually thirsty, it'll be bad for you. But, like, the amount of water that I drink in a day is usually very little, which is just bad for your entire body. What I'm currently drinking is pretty much the amount of water that I've been recommended to drink by my doctor. I am finally, like, actually making it to that point, so don't worry. Just, like, compared to my regular amount of water, my recommended amount of water feels like a lot. It's not. Also, you would have to drink, like, a ridiculously large amount of water to hurt your kidneys. Let's actually, wait. Let's find out. How many liters? My water bottle is just under a liter. It's like 900, something like that. I've drank all of it today. This is 1.2. I have not drank all of it yet, and I didn't fill it up all the way because I wanted space for ice, and then I didn't put any ice. So, like, maybe 2 liters? Something like that. Yeah. That's what the doc recommended, 2 liters. Yeah, pretty much. Because also it's super hot outside right now, so I'm sweating a lot, so that also makes it go up. But I am a active person. Like, I walk a lot during the day. So yeah. That is what my doctor recommended. Look at that. We have I mean, I don't know how, this is the Mayo Clinic. Oh, that's actually a pretty reputable source. But this is talking about not what is too much water, but what is a good amount of water, which is from 3 to 4 liters a day. That is, of course, if you're not completely sedentary, like, as someone who walks a lot every single day, especially when it's really fucking hot outside and you're really sweaty. But there's no set amount of water that causes water intoxication. Welcome to the Fruit Family Deadshot 9894. And we just hit our follower goal. That's kind of crazy. It also depends how fast the water is consumed. That is what I was about to say. That your kidneys process roughly a liter per hour. If you drink less than a liter per hour, on average, mind you, but then you are not really at risk for water intoxication. Also, endurance athletes are the people who are, like, most at risk, because if you drink water while you are working out and you drink too much of it before your kidneys can process it, while you are working out, your body is in energy saving mode and in water saving mode, which means it processes water slowly to make sure that you don't dehydrate. So if you drink when you are working out, when you aren't thirsty, like, your brain has a really good mechanism for that. Like, it's pretty good at telling you when you need water and when you don't need it. So if you drink water when you aren't thirsty, when you're working out, that is when you are at the highest risk of getting water intoxication. But a liter an hour is fine. Or under a liter an hour, I should say. How many glasses is 3 liters? Depends on how much you count in a glass. In cups, it's like 12 cups or something like that. I don't know how many milliliters a cup is. Let's find out. I think it's like 250. It's less. It's 237, basically. So, drink a small amount once every 30 minutes. Yeah, that's fine. I used to have an app that would tell me how much to drink, but if I have, like, reminders going off on my phone, after a certain amount, I'm just like, yeah, I know, and I ignore it. So those have never been a good solution for me to, like, stay hydrated, basically. Wow, I'm now gonna have to set a new follower goal. That's kind of exciting. It's actually very exciting. Just like watching the channel grow. I am still like baffled by. I need to remember to do something about that in the next like 2 days. But yeah, I'm absolutely baffled by how quickly this channel has grown. Like the community is amazing and just yeah. Oh my god, it's like Streamlabs was listening to me and heard me talk about the community. But yeah, this shit's insane. That is not 1080p. But sure. What the fuck was that sound? I don't think you could hear that. It sounded like. Actually, I don't know what the fuck that sounded like. Manage goals. You have 110 followers. I know because we just hit a follower goal. And I don't know what I should make the next one. Because Twitch is telling me to make it 120. Wait, never mind. Yeah. Twitch is telling me to make it 120, but that's really not much of a goal. Didn't hear anything? That's good. 150. Yeah, that seems like a good one. It sounded like a bird, but like if you broke its neck. 150. Whoop, that is not a 5. Think. There we go. Oh my god. That is someone had to make a Google account or a Gmail address for everybody in a in our English class. And the fucking password is so long. The @ makes sense, but the password's so long. Anyways. I also need to remember to write down or check what my lice password is. Lice? I mean, yeah, lice. Lice. But like with an A, not with an I. Whatever. Lice. Easy passwords are hackable. We don't care about the security there, buddy. Like, it is a email address, so everybody in the course has access to all the materials, and the teacher doesn't have to send like 20 different emails. He can just send one email, and everybody can receive it. Your game magazine still hasn't been delivered. No. It's been like, what, a week since you ordered it? Do you have tracking? Where did you order it from? I have so many questions. Where did you order it from is the most important one. That's the one I actually want an answer to. But yeah, the difficulty, a week tomorrow. The difficulty of the password, or not the difficulty, the complexity of the password really doesn't matter. Nope, I don't have tracking. Is the magazine still open today? Yeah. Why wouldn't it be? They're still printed, which means they're still relevant, especially for art. A lot of art magazines are very, very useful if you're an art student, but like just magazines about things you care about are pretty much relevant because they're relevant to you. So like my grandmother has subscriptions to about 4 or 5 different magazines every single month because they're things she oh, there's Luxe website. Not familiar with it at all, actually. I don't even know what the hell that is. But yeah, my grandmother has like subscriptions, like I think it's 4. One is gardening, 2 are cooking, and the third one is about animals, I think. But yeah, and she reads every single one of them in the month, and then she gives them to people that want to read them if she sees something interesting. Because that is the dude who partook in the making of them. That makes sense. He's just a dude. He's just a little guy. I don't think that will ever get unstuck from my head. The website was the only one where I could get the number which I wanted. I see. Oh yeah, Lucas, I had Mace send me a picture of the sunscreen because I couldn't remember what it was called. And turns out it's not a Nivea sunscreen. It's Ocean something. I can't remember what it's called. And the only place I could find it was on Amazon. It's not even the sunscreen itself is like inexpensive, but Amazon shipping is inexpensive as fuck. Yanis also had the magazine, but other numbers. Oh, was it like the most recent one? Because there's a chance that Yanis Rosa would have had it like in a while or something. Ocean Potion. Yes, that is what it was called. Water's in there somewhere. Totally. But yeah, that was such a good body sunscreen. But paying like over the price of the product in shipping because of Amazon. Yeah, it was recent. Then there's a chance that Yanis Rosa would have like July or June. There is a chance that Yanis Rosa would have it in a while. They take forever to get the latest magazines sometimes. I don't get why. Did not want to wait for it. Yeah, patience is a difficult thing. I'm trying to think of what class. We have drawing. I took paper for that. We might have to get... I'll tell you why I didn't want to wait on Friday or Saturday. Okay. I'm kidding. Might need to get sketch paper again tomorrow, by the way, because if we sketch again, gonna need sketch paper, and we're like nearly out. But yeah, we have drawing, painting, and 2D tomorrow, I think. Sounds about right. Yes, I'll be getting picture tomorrow. I'll just go before school when I have time. I could even go to Balti's Puppies, but I know what, because that's far away. Plus, I've never gotten sketching paper there, I don't think. I've never, like, actually bought it. Do you like writing to-do lists? I do. I like writing lists in general, but I tend to forget about them a little bit. My ability to habit build is super, like, low. I want to be able to actually stick to using a daily planner or a planner in general. Especially for school, it would be so helpful to have all of my information in one place. But I will like buy a planner at the start of school year, use it for like a month, and then never use it again. Pretty sure about these books also only search for like today. That actually that could be right. I guess I'll go Friday most likely when we're waiting for stuff to be done. I have this really cool planner where it doesn't have like the dates set. You can just write in for whatever you want. My mom gifted it to me. I've had it for years, and I will pick it up, use it for a couple of weeks, and then forget about it again. Especially because it's really thick. Because it's not like a to-do list, like a calendar kind of planner. It's like, I mean, things like that as well, but it has a lot of like it's kind of like a bullet journal, if you know what that is. Like, it has places for you to track, like, your sleep or how much you've walked or whatever other habit you want. So it's quite a bit thicker. It doesn't just have, like, a bunch of weeks in it or, like, a bunch of days in it that you can write in. But I am considering getting a planner because my desk is covered in sticky notes because I'll just be, like, write it down with, like, a date on it or something. And it would be nice to have, like, a more organized one. But then again, my bag is already kind of heavy and I don't want to have another thing to carry around. But it would be good. But I'm lazy. Honestly, the perfect thing for me would be a bullet journal. But I am too lazy to every single month draw and set up new stuff to, like, actually use it. So, for some reason, Discord wants me to take action and set up 2FA. but I don't want to get an authentication app on my phone because, like, currently Twitch just texts me. But for some reason, in the Pirates Cove, it's like you can't take any moderation actions until you enable 2FA. Except I have no moderator, um, like power in that server, so I don't know what the fuck's going on there. Might just be because I've leveled up a bunch in the server already, so it's like, hey, maybe you become staff. Maybe you're gonna need this. And personally, I don't think I will, but you know, it can think what it wants, I guess. Oh, the person that wrote something in Russian was banned by Mace. I thought it was Lucas. Whoops. When you write the plan, do you stick with it or are you flexible? Uh, I do try to stick with it. I'm not amazing at that. But I usually only write down the things that are like kind of set in stone, like they have to be done. Like at the end of the school year, usually I'll have like a list of, you know, work that needs to be turned in or whatever, and then I will write the order in which I should probably do them based on when they're due, and I do stick to that. Um, Usually, but I'm not like amazing at it. Hey Fuzzy, welcome back. Did you have good dinner? What did you have for dinner? Or what did you eat? Or yeah. Confused myself there. I, it's giving me pop-up notifications for the multi oh my god, I'm having a stroke. Multi-factor authentication now. Why? I can't moderate anything in the Pirates Cove. Go away. There's no, it's like a, it popped up and now it's like a little thingy in the corner next to chat and it has no X on it. I can't get rid of it. I can just resolve by setting up 2FA, and I don't want 2FA. I have no need for it right now. Do I sell my artwork? Not really. Cause outside of school, I don't really make anything like monumental or whatever. I have, for like very symbolic amounts, sold some of my paintings to like family and friends of family. Um, yeah. Uh, but everything else has stayed here because like my glasswork, which I probably could sell, it's all one of a kind and it all like I did it for a grade and it's kind of important to me, so I don't really want to sell it. Um, yeah. But I definitely would if I this is why is this oh no, never mind. Um we talked about this with our composition teacher today that like it's kind of important to keep your first work, the one that was like made in school and stuff. Uh or at least keep track of it. Like I could definitely take pictures of all of it if I did decide to sell it. But I feel like my schoolwork, I don't think I could ever look at it in a way that I would be willing to sell. Not because I don't like it, but because I would be more critical about it because I'm like, oh yeah, I didn't get that good of a grade for this one. This one was like not that great or whatever. So I feel like it would feel weird to sell it. It's just for mods and stuff. I know it is. It literally says that. Except it randomly popped up. I never had that before. And now it's showing it to me. I don't know if it shows it to me on mobile. I haven't noticed. I only noticed it today on my PC. But like I have no moderation power in that server, so can it go away? And not by me enabling 2FA because I find it annoying. Especially if it's 2FA with an app. That is the last thing I want. I'm very glad that Twitch has 2FA where they can just send you a text, so I don't have to take up space on my phone. 2FA is a Discord thing. It's itself. Is it? I didn't. That's annoying. I don't want it. I'll deal with it later when I remember. AKA the next time it pops up and I'm like, fuck off. I'm genuinely surprised that with all of the research that I've done about like streaming and optimizing your stream with like apps so you don't have to buy equipment, I had never stumbled upon the fucking NVIDIA broadcast app, which has filters for camera, for your microphone, apparently for speakers as well. Don't know what that one does, but okay. The camera shit's cool. It also has like a automatic zoom feature, which is really weird. Like, oh, no, it didn't do it. It like, wait. Hello. Oh, it zoomed back out. But it like automatically zooms in to where the subject is. See, it just moved a little bit. Hello. It knows I'm over here. Zooming in on me over here. It's cool. Vroom. Anyways, don't care about that. Would want a more zoomed out frame actually, if I could, without stuff getting in the way. Because the camera that on that phone is the better quality is the one that's zoomed out or zoomed in. It's the two times two times one. I don't know why, but it sucks because I have to put the phone so fucking far away, which means that I can't like easily make adjustments if something's like kind of not in frame or whatever. Which is really annoying. I thought that I was not going to be able to figure out what to do on stream today because I'm like, didn't really feel like playing anything. I felt like just talking, which I mean, I can also do while playing, but like, I just didn't feel like it. And now we've been streaming, I've been live for 2 hours and I have not run out of things to say at any point. Well, what do you like to play? Wait, what's our current list of stuff that I'm streaming? Where is Steam? I can't see. I like playing things that are pretty, which sounds really like silly, but the reason for that is because graphic design and animation is super impressive to me. So if I'm playing something that looks really good, I'm like, wow, so much work went into this, which is why when I play the first Assassin's Creed, I want to die a little bit because it's so horrible. But I want to finish it. I like completing things. So I want to play all of Assassin's Creed. And oh my god, I just remembered that I have to do something before a game stops being on sale. Mace better have a fucking PC soon. Wait, Fuzzy, you're in the Netherlands. I just went from about 6 different things. It Takes Two of Us is currently on sale, and me and Mace really want to play that together. One of the reasons Mace got a PC was literally to be able to play It Takes Two of Us with me. He had got a PC from PC Specialist, which is a Dutch company, and it had a faulty graphics card. It has something else wrong with it, which keeps causing an error with the graphics card. It has been sent back 3 times now, and it has been returned twice, not fixed. And we're getting very mad and very impatient because, like, at this point, it would be easier to completely refund the PC and buy a new one on a different website or maybe even on PC Specialist, even though, like, don't really want to. But I don't really know of any other places in the Netherlands where Mace could get a pre-built because he can't build it himself. So it needs to be pre-built. But doesn't seem like there are many places that do that. And I am not Dutch, and I don't live there, so it's difficult for me to find things and resources about this sort of thing. Reddit is my best bet. And that's where I got PC specialist, and it was not that great. Surprising, you build your own. Not everybody has the skills to build a PC themselves. So, yeah. That's why I picked a place that does pre-builds. My PC wasn't built by me, it was built by a technician for free because the place where I bought the parts has a free service where they put it together for you and they double check that it all works together and fits together, which is awesome. And I don't know. Yes, YouTube is a good teacher, but some people just don't want to build their own PCs, okay? Mace doesn't want to put his own PC together and then fuck something up. I could do a word for him to a friend. Like a referral or like I don't know, but I in this moment I realized, oh my god, Fuzzy is Dutch and probably knows things about PCs. I should ask for help. um if you know anything about any websites, I was building my best buddy. Oh, that's awesome. Mine was the parts were picked by a good friend of mine. There is another website that does pre-builds. I even like went on the website and got a quote for a pre-build. Because there is one nice thing about having a pre-build from a website, not just like you got the parts and a technician put it together or whatever, is that the whole system is under warranty. Like all of those parts together are under warranty. So like if something is broken, like right now, Mace does not have to pay to even send it back to them. That's all free. Like they're pretty much wasting their own money on this because until this issue is resolved, it is going to keep being sent back. And I hope it's resolved soon because I want to play. It takes two of us. Anyways, I opened Steam to see what games I have played on stream and whatever. I'm so interested and like I want What the Car. It's gonna release in like 4 days. I want it so badly. I played the demo of that. I played Slime Rancher 1 and 2, my like favorite games ever. Played some Sims. Should really get back to the Sims, but I can't really figure out what to do there. Played Sheepy: A Short Adventure. That was super cute. Haven't played Polly in forever because I only play it with Mace, but Polly, Good Pizza, Great Pizza. That is actually something I've played on stream a lot because it's a really good like talk game. And then the whole thing of Assassin's Creed and some Rocket League, but my internet doesn't really like Rocket League, so I haven't played that much, but when I have the time, let me get to a friend for some recommendations. I would love that. That would be great. I can remind you of that at some point, if you want, because that would be awfully helpful. Because Macy is also like moving to France, so we kind of need to get this issue resolved before he moves. Because PC Specialist, I think they still do stuff there as well, like take deliveries from there. But obviously it would be best if he could move with a fully functional PC that does not have issues that we can't solve. Because like I have watched a shit ton of YouTube videos about PCs, and at this point, I could probably build my own PC. At least I could put it together. And I could use like PC part picker or something to figure out what goes together. So I could probably do that. But Mace kind of doesn't have that skill set, so I could technically find somebody who is just like a technician who can put PCs together for a price. Sure, that's always an option. But that is not the preferred option. How fast are we talking? Couple of months. Not sure here. That's the thing. That's the fun thing about moving when it has to do with governments and stuff, because he's moving due. That's Gaben's friends. Okie dokie. I will see about that. Yeah. I forget that I can use my community to solve issues. People need people. We talked about this earlier. Tech guy and also Dutch. Oh my god, that's so perfect. Wait, I have to like, I'm gonna, can't copy and paste Cool. I'm gonna copy and paste that into like a Word document so I have it here so I don't completely forget. Oh god, I forgot. Forgot that that was gonna be super bright. Using the paper coat. Yeah, I gathered. That username looks familiar. Oh, you DM'd it. Thank you. Ah, crap, I can't get rid of the thing I highlighted. Oh, there we go. Why is the Streamlabs chat so weird? It wants to do things when you don't want it to do things. Okay. I shall do that. I just noticed that Fuzzy's account on Discord says AK, the sexiest pirate of the pirate code. That kind of ties in with what we were talking in the cove earlier, because somebody was like, good morning or good day, beautiful pirates. And then J Moose replied, and they were like, I said beautiful. And Jay got annoyed. That is the conversation that I walked in on when I started chatting in the evening. It's very funny. that you are awesome. Yes. Moose gets bullied so much in the server. I feel like kind of asks for it, but still. It is getting late and I'm getting sleepy. You tease him? Yeah. A lot. Even I notice, and I am not that active in chat. If you don't mind, send a different request. I forgot to ask. Oh no, I totally invited you. I literally said that you should DM me. Yeah. Totally cool. That was asked. That was, you had my consent there. Jay's actually I don't know if you know Fuzzy, but Jay's the person who invited me into the Pirate Cove. That's why I feel sad when somebody bullies him. I'm like, no, Moose. Otherwise, I gave myself over. That would be so funny. No, but I have gotten like in the past, I have gotten DMs from people from the Cove. Once it was somebody who had like just joined, so there I kind of get the confusion. But another time was somebody who I think had been in the server for a while. And I was just like, hey, are you aware that, like, there's rules against just randomly DMing people? And they were like, oh, whatever. And at that point, I was like, it doesn't bother me that much. I won't, like, report them or anything. But now I would. Now it bothers me. It's, once it happens one too many times, I'm like, go away. I've said this before. I am nice in, like, broad audiences. Like, I want nice things for people in general. But when people come into my DMs, like, for whatever reason, somebody comes into my DMs on whatever app as well, I'm like, I don't want to be nice to you. Like, you have to earn me being nice to you. I don't, if you're coming into my DMs over here or whatever, like, there's a teamwork trend going on TikTok, or was going on, and I followed a bunch of people back because they followed me because I was like, hey, I'm supportive. Like, I want them to grow and to be able to make money on TikTok. Absolutely. But when they would come into my DMs and be like, hey, da 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 da, and like try and make really long conversations or start sending me their lives or their like TikToks every single time they post, I was like, blocked. Nope, not happening. We're not doing that. I don't have the energy for that. No. My peace and my time is too precious for me to be like actually caring. That was the sound of my mic arm unattaching from my desk. My desk is really thick, and the mic arm is not meant for this thick of a desk. Now I get to hold my mic in my hand until I unscrew this. Also, like, the shelves I have underneath the desk make it difficult for the thing to be fully, like, screwed on. because it's the handle for it is so long for whatever reason. It's so easy to do one-handed. Technical difficulty. Good one is here in a minute. It was lovely talking to you. To catch you next stream. I don't know when that is. Next stream is mostly going to be Friday or Saturday, but you'll definitely catch me again sometime after a concert. So I'll speak to you on Discord. Oh, have fun! It was super nice having you. Thank you, and thank you for the tech support. Come on, buddy. Can you get back on the desk, please? I feel like I don't ask too much. You're a mic arm. You're supposed to be on the desk. Please be on the desk. I'm literally moving myself and not the mic. I see, now that should be more secure. Thanks and enjoy the day. No worries. You too. Have a rice. Have a nice rest of your day. You can also have rice if you want. What I was trying to do is move my mic over here. Oh, look, now it's actually in frame. I feel like it looks... Did that fix it? Guess that's a good thing about having two phones. Or two places for a hotspot, is I can just restart the other one. Well, it was going super smoothly until that. I'll come back. Yeah. Whoops. It seems it did. Cool. I don't know what happened. It was completely smooth. There were 0 issues. I got no notifications for like dropped frames or anything like that, and then he was just gone. Also, this is kind of a nice place to have my mic, or it to not really get in the way of my keyboard and stuff. Maybe I should put it here normally. I don't know. I'm tired now. This has been a productive and interesting day. And I woke up early, and I have to wake up early again tomorrow. And start the day with drawing, which not helpful in the slightest. It's a bad first subject. That's not, you don't want to. Desperately trying to figure out after. Oh right, it's gonna be hot again, isn't it? It's boiling today. I don't have the clothes for this tropical weather, especially in Riga. Like, I came home and it was also 27 degrees here, but it didn't feel like you were dying because there's not so much concrete around. There's more trees and grass and stuff. And I walked into the house and it literally felt like it was air conditioned. It was so nice and cool in here. I love this house. It's absolutely amazing. Hot indeed. Not good. Not great. Not happy about that one. I don't know what I'll wear. I guess I have some time to figure that out. I also did not finish. I picked up my phone to do something earlier and I didn't even finish what I was doing. It's not good. So I'm pretty sure my dad was supposed to be home today. He's not. In case you didn't know. Don't ask. I don't know. Why am I getting ads? I haven't even opened the app. Well, I have, but it hasn't launched properly. Very much so, considering getting a Red Bull before class tomorrow. Oh right, I don't have internet on my phone right now because the mobile data crashed again. Second time today. LMT really do not be pulling through. Yeah, that's unfortunate. They also have a thing in their contracts. They have no estimated 5G speed because I'm assuming they've had issues with it and they took it out of the website because Dad is pretty sure he saw it once saw it before on the website and now there's nothing. And they also have a thing where if you do not have connection for 7 days or for 7 days you have a connection worse than advertised, you can complain and like, get money back. Um, but if there's no advertised speed for 5G internet, then unless you completely don't have internet for 7 days, you can't complain. Because that's not, you know, it's not worse than advertised because nothing was advertised, which is a sneaky little way. Sneaky little way to get out of paying people money. Which is, I'm assuming that is the reason why they took it out. LMT sneaky. Sneaky and rude. I've never spoken to one of their representatives, so I don't actually know if they are rude, but I feel like they would be. Even though they should be like, I mean, for like internet, for optical internet, they are the best company in Latvia. I mean, their name kind of makes it seem like they should be. Uh, my phone won't connect to my Wi-Fi because it's convinced it has internet from the mobile data, but it doesn't. Even when my PC was connected to that hotspot, to that hotspot, um, it didn't say no internet because I'm assuming my phone is receiving a signal, but that signal is just not translating into actually being a speed of internet, which like that sucks. Um, yeah. I don't think I even have anything else to really talk about today. We chillin'. Not very. It's very hot. Very, very not chill. Mm. Do you mean? I think that may be all for today. I'm not sure I have anything else to talk about. Anything else to say? Any other points to make? It'd be really nice if there was a point where my mic could be where I didn't have to move it if I moved around. But there is no place like that on this desk. Yeah. I'm very happy with how today went. So, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to follow me here. Follow me on Twitter. Go join the Discord for updates. If you follow on Twitter, sometimes you get to vote on what I stream. I haven't done that in a while, but I promise that I will soon. Thank you so much for being here. Like, I hope you enjoyed this interesting stream. I have to say, we had an interesting time here. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and bye, my fruits.